Hi everyone. This is a video that I wanted to shoot when I first heard about it on my YouTube channel about 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago. There was a viral TikTok video of this uh, this cook cashier at Burger King. He worked at Burger King, a franchise of Burger King, for over 27 years and did not miss a single day. And what happened was, in this TikTok video, it showed him opening up a goodie bag, and the goodie bag contained, let me see, a movie ticket, a Starbucks cup, a chocolate bar, and some candies. And so he was very grateful, and he expressed a lot of gratefulness. And I think a day later, his daughter started a GoFundMe, and his daughter thought that uh, the gift that he got was insignificant for someone who worked 27 years and did not miss a single day of work. And his daughter started a GoFundMe, and her goal was $200 so that he would have a plane ticket, enough money to get on a plane to visit her daughter and his granddaughter, which he has not seen in over 4 years. And what happened was, the TikTok video went viral and ended up raising a lot of money. And the last update was as raised over $300,000. I think it's over $350,000. And I think last week they were on today, the, the 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 morning show, and he got reunited with his daughter and the grandkids. And so I thought it was a very interesting viral moment. That the whole thing that came about, I thought that somewhere along the line, Burger King dropped the ball, and they hide behind their corporate mumbo jumbo. I also want to do a deep dive and talk about sometime when you do a job that is kind of like on the lower end, like very low end entry level, people tend to overlook you and tend to take you for granted. So I'm gonna look at it from two different perspectives. So the first perspective was what happened, like how did this gentleman who ended up working for 27 years, his name is Kevin Ford, and only got a very insignificant bag. And so when this viral video came about, people were very upset, and a lot of people end up donating and giving him money. And a lot of people got confused. They thought that he worked for Burger King, which in a way he does. He actually works for a franchisee. The franchisor, their name is let me look this up here. HMS Host, which stands for something Marriott Service Host. Anyways, they run all these um like restaurants and fast food chains at hotels and airports and travel stops and stuff like that. Okay, so a lot of people thought that Burger King was responsible for the goodie bag that he gave. And as this viral video went about, a spokesperson for HMS Host said that it was considered a shout out bag that he received, and a shout out bag is a bag that they give to employees for the outstanding service. And I'm thinking, wow, this is a crappy shout out bag for someone who worked for 27 years. This is the shout out bag you get. And I was reading about it, and a few people who work for HMS Host said that the bag was a typical bag that they give to people who go to job fairs or to go for conventions. So they didn't even take a lot of time in getting something meaningful for him. And so that's where I think they dropped the ball there. They just kind of grabbed something, right? And I want to point out something. If you work at a job that's kind of like insignificant or entry level, you do tend to get overlooked unless you work at a job or a corporation or a company or a establishment. It doesn't have to be a corporation. It could be the the small sphere of influence that you interact with, they appreciate you, and the management or your boss or your immediate supervisor really cares about you, and they are very thoughtful. And unfortunately, we get less and less of that nowadays. And so what happened was a spokesperson for HMS wrote that. Let's see what they wrote. They wrote that uh, it's a shelter bag that was given to the peers, and it's for that, and that they will have an anniversary program, like money to give him and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be very insignificant, and I think they got caught with their pants down. And so, as I was doing research, I found out that today did a reunion where he got to meet. They flew the whole family in to see each other, and probably he gets to spend time with them and stuff. And I felt like Burger King dropped the ball also, because Burger King kind of felt like, well, we are not really responsible for him. We just allow HMS to be the franchisor, right? You know what I mean? Franchisee. And so they could have easily talked to today and said, listen, we want to surprise this guy, maybe give him a week stay, like a week vacation, all expenses paid to Disneyland for him, his kids, his grandkids, all expense paid, whatever. None of that happened. You know what I mean? And instead, they hid behind their corporate mumbo jumbo, and this is what they said. They said, we're committed to recognizing and celebrating the achievement of thousands of people serving across a wide variety of roles, all dedicating providing our guests a world-class experience. So this is just like mumbo jumbo, you know what I mean? They could have really stepped out of there. And so a lot of times I think as we become more and more advanced in our the way we propagate services and stuff, like mom and pop business are gone now, and now America's is all run by franchise, big corporations. We lose that personal touch, and I bet you what happened was he was just a number to them. He was just like, it didn't even resonate in their radar. You know what I mean? And so, so here's the situation. He worked at a job where he was just a cook, probably behind the scene, and maybe cash people out when they're really busy. And for 27 years, you know what I mean? And it's an entry level. And his daughter wrote that he took the job because it provided great health benefits. He was a single dad, and then he got remarried, and then he had more kids, and then he decided to stay with the job because it was a union job, and it provided great benefits for his kids, benefits and health insurance plan. So he stayed with it. So you really have to think about this gentleman. Like he really sacrificed a lot for his family and spent 27 years, doing an entry level job, and so that his family has health benefits, health insurance. So you can't fault him for that. A lot of people said, why didn't he move up? Well, maybe he didn't have the aspiration to move up, or the mental capacity, or the motivation, or the ambition. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, I feel like if Burger King really dropped the ball there, they could have stepped in. But at the same time, I think they are like walking a very fine line. They don't want to upset their franchisee. You know what I mean? Because HMS has, I think, they employ a lot of people. I think they employ 10,000 people. I think. I don't quote me on it. I wrote it down, and I forget to write that figure down. But so I also want to address one more issue. One of the when this video started going viral, David Spade gave him $5,000, and I think that helped the TikTok video go even more viral. And I remember David Spade doing this movie called Joe Dirt, and Joe Dirt was about this poor kind of like bumbling blue collar guy who was trying to win over his girlfriend, and it was this crazy adventure, you know what I mean? And so I think David Spade understand, like, what's it like to be a blue collar, or to work an entry level job, or to work a menial job, you know what I mean? So I honestly feel like Burger King really screwed up, and how they really screwed up was a lot of people actually got confused. They thought that he worked for Burger King. Now, in a way, he does work for Burger King, but not directly, indirectly. You know what I mean? And they kept on not taking ownership. They kept on, they kept on like skirting around the issue. Well, your franchisee screwed up. You know what I mean? In a way, everyone think he works for you, and now is and Burger King should have stepped in and took ownership of it. You know what I mean? And or they could have took ownership of it, or somehow gave him all expenses paid to Disneyland, etc., without hurting, without getting the franchisee upset with them. You know what I mean? By stepping on their toe. Anyways, guys, I just want to finish wrapping up by, if you work a job that's kind of insignificant or menial, don't expect to get celebrated for your loyalty or achievement. You know what I mean? You might get it if you have if you work for someone or work for a boss that is just really, really appreciative and understand where you're coming from. You know what I mean? In his case, 27 years, his boss should have understood that he hasn't seen his daughter in over 4 years and his grandkids, and should have gave him like 2 weeks off, paid vacation, and a round trip ticket to go see his granddaughter and his daughter. You know, they didn't. You know what I mean? And that's all his daughter wanted, was that. That's why the GoFundMe was started. You know what I mean? And so all around, everyone dropped the ball, and I feel like this corporation could have done better. And I feel also that I got to watch and observe how upper management gets celebrated. You know what I mean? Gets celebrated with with expensive dinner, lavish gifts, or whatever, while the rank and file members get like pushed down, or get like very little. Like, someone say good job, but it's so like insignificant. You know what I mean? Like, like in his case, it was a Starbucks coffee, one movie ticket. They were so freaking cheap, they couldn't even give him two movie tickets. I think a chocolate bar and some candies. You know what I mean? And that's for 27 years of service. So I feel like someone has really dropped the ball, and I think for them to take their whole out of it, it's really, really hard. And I think this is a very important lesson for anyone who runs a business, to understand that we live in a very viral social world now. And when someone looks for a job, they also go onto Indeed or Glassdoor to read the review, because if it's a entry level job, or if it's a job that the pay is not very good, they're gonna read the review, and if the reviews suck, they're not gonna apply, or they will apply, but they know that they're gonna look for another job because it's just a holdover job, you know.